Your postgame after the Yellow Jackets and the Student Princes of Heidelberg University played to a scoreless draw in double overtime. We're here with head coach Reed Ayers and a couple of his standouts tonight. On Reed's right, we have Reed Watkins, who played one of his best games of the year tonight. And on Reed's left, we've got Jae Hoff, who came in as a terrific reserve late in the game. Coach, we'll start with you. Your opening thoughts on tonight's match.
The proverbial tie is like kissing your sister. There were some really good moments that we were proud of. Some moments that we were disappointed that we couldn't find a way to get the win. But overall, I was very pleased with the focus. I was certainly very pleased with our ability to defend. Heidelberg is a very explosive team. They have some skill guys up front, and I think our back line and our midfield did a tremendous job shutting them down tonight.
Reed, I know it's your freshman season, but really felt like tonight was maybe your most complete game of the year. You've had really good glimpses at times this year, but tonight you anchored your side of the field well, and yet you were able to help and be in the right spot when you needed to. What's it like when everything seems to come together and you can just kind of get in the rhythm of a game like that?
Well, it feels really good because it starts with what you do before the game. I usually meditate before every game, and then when you're on the field, I don't know, it kind of just all falls into place naturally, and I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it.
Well, it was certainly fun to see you perform well. Jay, you came in the second half when the game was kind of at a critical juncture. Statistically, rhythmically, it felt like it was really even. And Logan went down with an injury. You popped right in, and you more than held your own in that spot. I know you haven't seen a ton of minutes this year, but what's it like to know that your number's going to be called most nights and you got to go in and give it your best for those 20 minutes or whatever it might be?
It's always exciting because it's always just another day to prove yourself and try and earn even more minutes. So I always look forward to game days, trying to make it through all my classes, being like, all right, got to prepare, make sure I'm ready. So if my number does get called, I do everything that's asked of me and just go from there.
Reed, how about your thoughts on the two guys sitting on either side of you?
Well, I think just overall with the team, it's a little bit of a next man up mentality. I think one thing I really like about our group, it's starting to take some shape, and we have some versatility. Do we need kind of a banging type of center forward? That would be a Ryan Hassel, and I think Jay over the last 3 weeks has kind of got himself healthy and got himself sharp, and it was just something we tried against Ohio Northern for a little bit, and I think tonight the game just screamed for his energy, his size, and for a bigger guy, he's pretty fast. So we were trying to get him out into wide areas where he could exploit his speed, and for Reed, he's surprised me, but he hasn't surprised me. I mean, we came in, we looked at him, we thought he was going to be a solid performer for us, but I think he's probably exceeded my expectations just in terms of his consistency. He hasn't had a bad game, and I think tonight, your comments earlier were pretty spot on that tonight was probably his most complete game. He was in great covering positions. The number of block shots that really he had, but a lot of our back four, was probably a season high for us, and his ability on the ball. He's starting to get a little bit more comfortable with the ball at his feet, and I think he made some really good choices.
Reed, you've got one other classmate in that back line with you. Trevor's also playing really well this year. And then you've got two seniors in the back line who've been there for, it really feels like they've played every game their 4 years because they've been staples back there. What have you and Trevor been able to learn from what JT and Jeremy have been able to do this season?
Well, they've been really great in helping us because coming in, this was kind of a new kind of formation for me, and it took a little bit of getting used to. But JT and Faust have been really good with helping me make sure I'm always in the right position, what to do in certain situations, and if I ever have any kind of questions, I can just go talk to them because they're really open and always helpful.
Jay, where do you try to find the balance between knowing you're in a tie game and it feels like such an even match? Where do you find that balance between, hey, we really want to win this game, and boy, we really don't want to give up a goal to lose this game late? The aggressiveness versus the patience in that. Where do you find that balance?
I always lean towards, as one of our mottos is winners find ways. So I always go in with a mindset of it should be almost not expected, but expected to not concede a goal, because if you concede a goal, you have to score two to win the game. And so I always believe that just get out there, score first, and not just hold down the fort, but like keep pressing and just play our game and see what happens from there.
How about in terms of improvement? Where do you need to be better next game?
I think just overall, I would say with the group, just technically, I think our first touch kind of let us down a little bit tonight. The game was at a breakneck pace. So I think we're gonna kind of focus on that, a little bit of speed of play. I think our guys had some heavy legs, and I think that was evident with some of the poor touches. Guys that technically we view as very clean on the ball, Raphael tonight and others. I mean, that's not to single him out. I just think in general. We had actually made a comment on the bench. Danny fanned a ball, and I can't remember Danny Rupel fanning a ball in his 2 years here. So, I think some of that we attribute to the pace of the game, and some of it was just fatigue. But, I think it's this time of year we got to get the guys a little bit some time off, get their legs right, and then get back to the game plan for Saturday against Muskingum.
Reed Watkins will give you the last word. I want to ask you about your opposing goalkeeper tonight, Kress. Felt like anytime he was punting down lane, the ball was almost landing in the other box. I have to imagine that's kind of tough to defend against because there's some unpredictability, but you know that, hey, he's coming at you. What's it like to face a keeper that can so quickly counter?
You really just have to make sure you're always paying attention the second he gets the ball, because that ball is down there really quick, and really you just got to make sure you communicate with the rest of the back line who's going to go get the ball, who's going to drop in and cover, and you got to be ready for a miss just in case, because that ball is really high in the air. It moves around with the wind a little bit, and you just got to make sure you get behind it, and we got to clean it up.